Guys, you'll never believe this, but I made this cardigan sweater with my own 2 hands. Like, all me. This is all me. And all it took was a whole lot of this, a few of these, and a ton of patience. This is one of the first true wearable projects that I've crocheted, so I figured I'd take you along on the process, and I will warn you, I was far too optimistic at the beginning of this project. It's the last week of March right now, and I thought I would somehow have this done in the middle of February. Crazy, I know, but let's see what that process looked like for me. So a few days ago, I decided that I really wanted to make a crochet granny square cardigan for a party that I'm going to 3 weeks from now, 3 weeks from when I started. You might be thinking, yeah, that seems doable. That's a decent time frame. Okay, but keep in mind, I also work full time and I'm a student. Oh yeah, and I just started crocheting last month. So I'm still learning. Every stitch is like a learning process. Every granny square, every new design, it's all new. But something about me is that once I get it stuck in my head that it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So even if I finish it after my 3-week deadline and I can't wear it to the party, it still will be getting finished, okay? So in order to make the cardigan, I'm following Grandma Era's sporty cardigan pattern, which was available on Etsy. I linked it down below. My plan is to check in with you every few days and share where I'm at, how many granny squares I have done, where I'm at in the construction process, and hopefully we'll have a cardigan by February 21st. So today is actually day 3. I started on Monday. Today is Wednesday, and I think I already have 8 or 9 squares done. Let me go show you. Here's what I have so far. I have a whole bunch of just kind of like normal granny square patterns, but then I also have some fun ones. Here's a heart, a lot harder than I thought it would be. A little starburst type one, this spiral, which turned out so cool, tricolored one, uneven one, I don't know what else to call it, and just some more regular ones. Progress check-in. It's been a few days since I last saw you, and it's been 7 or 8 days since I actually started, and I officially have 22 granny squares. That's still less than half the total granny squares that I need, and then I also need to do the ribbing, so I think I might be a little bit behind schedule, but we're moving. I'm also really low on yarn and waiting for a shipment from Michaels to show up. This is all the yarn I have left right now, and this is simply not enough to get through all the squares, let alone the ribbing. Good thing that shipment from Michaels is coming soon. I think it's looking good so far. Obviously, this isn't the way I'm gonna lay them out in the actual sweater, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's day 12, and the bad news is I'm a little behind schedule. I only have 27 granny squares right now. The good news is I'm in a car for the next 5 hours, and I have my yarn with me. I got my personal chauffeur here. We're gonna listen to some tunes, and I'm gonna crank out a few squares. Hopefully more than a few. I will try my best to check back in with you when we get to the destination, though we might be a little busy, but I'll try to keep you up to date. We made it to Iowa City. I only got 3 squares done, which is not as much as I wanted to, but still progress. These are for the sleeves, so they're 5 rounds instead of 4 rounds, so they do take a little bit longer, but still, I wish I got a little bit more done. At least I have another 5 hours in the car tomorrow on the drive home to get at least 3 more done. I totally forgot to film, but I am back home, and in that 5-hour drive home, I did get another 3 squares done, and that was actually 2 days ago. Yesterday, on Monday, I got another 3 squares done, and then today I got 3 more squares done, so for a total of, I think, 39 squares. I still need to do 12 more, and I need this cardigan by Saturday, so I'm running a little bit behind schedule. I still have to do all the ribbing. I have to sew everything together. I really have to pick up the pace. Hopefully tomorrow and Thursday I can really put in a lot of work and do some damage on this thing. This project has also taken over my kitchen table. I'm getting in trouble with my boyfriend for that. It's Thursday night and I want to have this sweater done by Saturday night. And the good news is I have all the granny squares done. The bad news is I totally forgot that I'm going to a basketball game tomorrow night after work, and I don't know when I'm going to construct this thing. I think I might have to sacrifice sewing in my ends on this one, at least until after the event that I want to wear it to, and then I'll clean it up afterwards so I can wear it and have it all nice and neat. But there's no way that's happening before Saturday. I don't know why this lighting makes things look gray, but here's where we're at. Hopefully the next time I check in, I have at least something that I can kind of put on my body. We'll see. It's officially the day of my self-imposed deadline for this project, and it's not done yet, but I think there's hope. Hey, editing Gabby here. There was in fact no shot this was happening. There should not have been any hope. I don't know what the hell I was on. So as you can see, currently have the front and the back fully attached to itself. I have both of the sleeves done. So obviously some construction still needs to happen. These need to get connected, and then I do need to do the ribbing and the cuffs, but I feel like I'm getting pretty close. I mean, we're definitely getting somewhere, but I fear I was a little too ambitious, and it's definitely not going to be ready for tonight. I still will finish it. It just won't be ready for tonight. It's been a few days since I last recorded, but Both of the arm cuffs are fully done. Obviously, still a lot of loose ends that need to get tied in, but we'll get there when we get there. At this point, all I have left is the ribbing along the edge, the neck, and the back, which is definitely no small feat to get all that done. That's going to take a while. I did not realize how long ribbing was going to take. I had absolutely no idea going into this process that the ribbing is a time sink. Oh my god. But hopefully over the next few days I can get that done, and then all I have to worry about is the probably hundreds of loose ends that I have to sew in. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not at all looking forward to that. The good news is all of the crocheting is done. The bad news is there are a lot of loose ends. So I elected to wait until it was done and all put together to sew in the ends, and I don't know. I might regret that. But once I do finally get all the ends sewn in, then the only thing left to do is block it and it's ready. Okay, I kind of made a huge mistake. I started a new project before I finished sewing ends in, and then it was a lot easier to continue doing that project than sewing ends in because, as we all know, sewing in ends is awful. And then I finished that project and I was going to go back to sewing in more ends, but then I started another project instead. At least I know how to fillet crochet now. But yeah, I probably still have hundreds of ends to sew in on the cardigan. And it's also already March 10th. Like, I am well past my original deadline. I don't know what I was thinking. Was I crazy? I think I was crazy. Guys, all the ends are officially sewn in. It only took forever, but I did it. I'm actually gonna turn this right side out. It's still inside out right now. So I can put it on and figure out, like, for blocking what I want to do. So here's where I'm at right now. I think for blocking, I want to focus on like softening up this area a bit because it's scraping a bit funky. And then my cuffs, I definitely had different tension when I was crocheting them. So maybe stretch one out so they're a bit more of the same size. And then once we have it all blocked, that's when I'll add the buttons. I don't know which side I'm supposed to put the button on. I'm going to figure that out later, but that's not a right now problem. Okay, the cardigan has been blocked now. I don't know if you can like really tell on camera, but I can physically feel that it drapes better. And if you're wondering, Gabby, how do you block your projects? Don't ask. You don't want to know. It's the wrong way. I know it's the wrong way, but guess what? It works enough for me. So the next step is figuring out where I want to attach the buttons and also how to attach the buttons. I've actually never sewed on a button before, so hopefully it's not too difficult. Like, I'm thinking like right here and here. So, you know, like, we'll see. I'll report back once I have buttons on if I can figure it out. Okay, so it turns out attaching buttons is easier than I thought it would be. I just used thread and a needle. I didn't use like a big needle that I could fit my yarn through simply because I didn't have one, but I did have thread that matches like the dark color that I used, and looks pretty good to me. If you can just ignore the mess behind me, I'm in the process of moving, but here's the final sweater. Wow, isn't she cute? I'm actually so proud of myself, you have no idea. Hold on, let me show you what it looks like buttoned. Okay, so here's the cardigan buttoned. I actually think I like it more unbuttoned or maybe like just one buttoned, but still super cute, super cozy. Obsessed. Like, I can't believe I did this. I made this. Isn't that crazy?